Well, hello there, Scorpio. It is so good to see you again. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today, we are doing your August Tarot Love Reading. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the Oracle cards, and then we'll go to the Tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider like, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. Okay, I'm really kind of getting that energy of just being patient. I really like this energy. It's a little flirty, I have to say. It's kind of like, I don't know why I'm getting that energy. It's a little bit flirty and flexible. See, I feel like there's a situation brewing, a nice situation. I'm getting a very positive vibe from this, but it's just kind of like allowing the situation to kind of play out. Not rushing into anything, just taking your time. Really interesting. Pisces had a very kind of flirty energy in theirs, and I kind of have the same kind of energy here. Notice how both of these, the back is kind of like bent. It's this energy of, I feel like you're kind of not bending over backwards for somebody. It's not that. It's kind of like an energy of the Hanged Man is the energy I'm getting. Kind of like seeing this from a different perspectives, and that's why it's kind of like taking your time with it, not rushing into this, because you may like push this to the side or say no thank you to a situation, but it's about allowing the situation to kind of like grow, progress, because there is something to be gained out of this relationship. It's about, part of it could be just a lesson about learning how to see a situation from another's perspective, or to allow yourself to learn more about different perspectives of a situation. Yeah, look at this great big love. My goodness. I feel like this is pretty, this is kind of like an intense type of energy as far as maybe soul evolution, transformation. You're all about transformation, Scorpio. It's an energy of, and we have the full moon in Aquarius, it was yesterday, but yeah, the Aquarius is here, star. I feel like this is magician energy on the bottom, some Gemini energy here, but yeah, working your magic, really interesting. Working your magic to have love come back together. Some type of putting your love out and then having it bringing in some celebration, bringing something together after a very long time. Four of Wands. It's a celebratory. Whatever this is, it's very celebratory. We have Hermit energy, so Virgo energy underneath here. After perhaps a time of being by yourself, you're able to work your magic and bring in the love that you are seeking. Really lovely, lovely energy. Okay, so let's get into the tarot. Let's get some details for you. I feel like it's kind of big picture. All right, the burst of magic, and then the star. Oh my goodness! And look at the colors, how much they just blend. I feel as if in this, situation, relationship, romantic or otherwise, because really our love relationships a lot of times just mirror our other relationships, whether they're family, friends, co-workers, whatever. I feel like there is some type of burst of magic. That's, look at this right here. I think it's a silhouette of like a woman perhaps, but I'm getting that seahorse type of energy. You see how the back is like bent in all of these. Really interesting. I'm trying to, that's really kind of drawing to me. And once again, I'm trying to think, you know, bend over backwards. Maybe you have been bending over backwards, trying to heal either yourself or a situation in your life. You've been bending over backwards. But I feel like you're getting frustrated. You may be feeling like you're giving a lot to this situation and not getting anything back, right? And that would be frustrating. But I feel as if it's almost a message of it's okay, because while you're kind of being really flexible and bending over backwards during this relationship or situation, whatever this is, it's kind of like you're gaining patience, you're gaining wisdom, you're gaining different perspectives of what Four Wands looks like to you, means to you, how to celebrate. You know, because, I mean, to me, these are two of the happiest cards. People coming together, you know, both of these are like family energies. Either you're building a family, working on your family dynamics or something like that. Really putting a lot of love, trying to have the magic occur in this. And I feel as if you maybe are trying to bend over backwards. And in this, okay, I know, look at Nine of Pentacles on the bottom. You may have been really independent, single lady card. The gender doesn't matter. You may, because we have the Hermit there too, you may have been single for some time, or you may have been in a relationship, but you feel kind of lonely in this relationship. There's this energy of you're gaining a different perspective. Okay, whether you're giving too much in a relationship or you're wanting a new relationship to come in, it's all about gaining new perspective. Emperor on the bottom, Aries energy, Two of Cups. You know, the Emperor is also about building business. Two of Cups is a true soulmate. You know, to me, this is almost like the perfect type of business relationship, honestly. Dropping the burdens perhaps in, maybe you've been carrying the weight too much in a relationship and trying to drop the burden so that it gets into a more equal type of relationship. Could be dealing with an Aries again, but it's this energy of somebody here is really taking charge of a connection. You could be taking charge of a connection. You know, sometimes people are going through difficult times. You know, a health crisis, they've lost a job, something like that. And if you're in a relationship, sometimes you do have to step up to the plate and kind of give a little bit more for some time while somebody's going through something, right? And you may have been the person that has had to give a lot in this relationship for some time, but I feel like that is kind of coming to an end. You're going to be able to drop that burden. It could be flipped. Maybe you've been going through something difficult and, you know, or working on your career with the Emperor energy here. You could have been concentrating on your career and, you know, putting a lot of effort into that. And maybe if you're in a relationship, your partner feels like they've been carrying more of the burden of the relationship, or perhaps if you've been single for a while, because we have the Hermit energy and the Nine of Pentacles, you could have felt like you don't have time for a relationship. I feel like that's all coming into balance for some reason, because, you know, you're just like, to me, this is kind of like you just feel like you can't get on top of anything, you know, like, you know, work is overwhelming, or, you know, life in general is overwhelming, you know, but things are changing very quickly. You're going to be able to change where you're putting your effort. It could be that maybe you have had to put your effort into your career and now you're bending back, the pendulum swinging, and now you can spend more time in a relationship because we have great big love underneath here. So I feel like the love is going to blossom at this time. And not to worry about that. So what is your, okay, so what we have here, this is your obstacle. This is what you're working on over the next 4 to 6 weeks. So this reading is good until like mid-September. So over the course, you're going to be working on your obstacle, working on your area of resistance. This is the lesson you're working on right now. So we have let it go and the Three of Pentacles. Well, the Three of Pentacles is about working with others or helping others to work together, you know, getting everybody on the same page, right? And then, you know, there's this energy of perhaps having to let go, being a little bit more flexible about what it looks like for all of us to be on the same page. You know, you could have perhaps, you know, once again, putting a lot of time and energy into this relationship and feeling like other people aren't giving enough, right? It's about kind of like maybe changing your expectations of what it looks like when other people work together. You know, just kind of, I don't know. I feel like there is something about having patience, temperance, you know, balancing energies out, maybe balancing energies out within you between career and romance, or balancing out the expectations that you have within a relationship. It has a very nice, yeah, King of Wands on the bottom. So that's Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. Lots of Aries energy in this reading. So you could be dealing with it, Aries. Yeah, okay, so we have the Moon card. This is kind of like your fears about how is this going to work out. You could be worried about your romantic relationship, or if you will be able to attract in somebody if you're single at this time. So it's kind of like, I don't know what the path is ahead. And that could be a little bit while we have that like Emperor energy and stuff, you know, just trying to, I feel like you're wanting to know the plan of how things are working or going to work. It's kind of like, they're showing me a calendar, like you're writing dates down, you know, like goals on a calendar. You want, you know, this to happen by this to happen by this to happen by this month, you know. And it's about a little bit about being a little bit more flexible, learning that give and take in a situation, in a relationship, understanding that, you know, everybody's going through ups and downs, right? You are, and the people that are around you are. And allowing, sometimes, you know, unfortunately, sometimes, you know, sometimes it works out well, right? When one of you is already gung-ho, right? And the other one's having difficulties in their career or something like that. One can pull the weight in the relationship while the other one is just scooting along. Let's put it that way, right? But then it flips, right? That's part of life. And, you know, it's, you know, one person might be pulling the weight for a couple of months or maybe even a whole year, depending on what the other person is going through. But then eventually, right, slowly, the tides turn and the other person has more time and effort to put into the relationship. I feel like you may be thinking, okay, it has to be 50-50 all the time, right? But there is this ebb and flow. And as long as over time things are kind of working out, right? It's about learning how to be flexible and maybe not keeping track of, you know, I emptied the dishwasher yesterday, so you have to do it today, right? You know, I think all couples have their own way of divvying up the household chores, right? Or the responsibilities of even keeping a home or taking care of the money or whatever, you know, sometimes we kind of nitpick about. And I feel as if, you know, there's kind of like just this energy right now of needing to just kind of let go, be a little bit more flexible with the schedule. Because Queen of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords and then the King of Pentacles here. I feel like you're really kind of wanting, you know, it's almost like you're super focused on how do I get to the King of Pentacles? You know, the Queen of Swords is, you know, crystal clear, knows the vision, doesn't get distracted. And the King of Pentacles is, you know, the epitome of, you know, very good spouse material, very grounded, very wealthy. It's kind of like either you're wanting a crystal clear picture of what the future looks like, right? Or you're looking to acquire that. Either you are too stuck on a plan or you're looking to have a plan. So really interesting energy. I feel like, you know, it's kind of like, almost like, is this going to work or not? You know, I want to know. I want to know, and I want to know now. So let's take a look at what we have, your advice. We have body and soul. Okay. And then I love this because it has a dragonfly, and that's a symbol of transformation. And then we have Knight of Pentacles. This kind of lesson is helping you to build a stronger foundation. You know, body and soul is really about understanding that, you know, we have the vessel about us. There is the 3D, but then there's also the 5D, the soul. It's about understanding that it's not just what's happening here and now, today. That's staying in the present mind. That's good. But it's also sometimes we have to take ourselves back and look at the bigger picture and understand that some of this that is happening in our life, we're looking at it in this short amount of time. But really, when you pull yourself away from this situation and look at it from a bigger picture, you're going to see that this is just one piece of the puzzle. This is just one little dot on a very long timeline, right? So it's about understanding that, you know, what you're going through right now is not only helping you to grow as a person in this time, it's also helping your soul to evolve in a longer timeline. Really a very spiritual energy here. Yeah, King of Wands, 10 of Cups, and then you have the High Priestess. It's as if you already know this. You already know this. And the King of Wands, once again, Sag, Leo, Aries energy. You know, this could be, you know, this could be your 10 of Cups, this person. Or the other thing is that, you know, this is a spiritual leader. King of Wands represents a spiritual leader. You could feel like, you know, you're a spiritual leader. It's what is going to make you happy in your life. And it could be that maybe, you know, you are here to help teach this lesson. That it's not just about what's going on today, although you do want to stay present, but it's also about understanding that, you know, when you pull yourself away and you can take a look at how things have kind of played out in your life, you can see how one thing has helped, even if it was traumatic or difficult. It has helped you to learn a certain lesson, evolve in a certain way, and has led you to a new adventure. When you really kind of, you know, every once in a while, I'll sit down and look at my timeline, even from a child until now. And it's kind of like, it's really interesting how the dominoes, it's like a domino effect, right? Really, really lovely energy here. Hierophant, 10 of Cups, King of Wands again. Page of Cups, you know, this is a message of forgiveness, of love. You know, it can be a lot of times to me, this is like new love coming in. Yeah, Two of Cups. And then the Death card, transforming. Okay, transforming. I really feel like you're almost transforming what true love looks like. If you're in a relationship, I think you're transforming this relationship by going through whatever this is, being flexible, looking at it from a different perspective. Yeah, because look at, we have Hierophant, wedding, long-term committed relationship, 10 of Cups, and then that King of Wands again. You know, the King of Wands is somebody that is passionate, charismatic, go-getter, a leader, somebody that, you know, really kind of almost takes charge. This could be you, or it could be somebody that you are involved with or could soon meet. But, you know, this is somebody that really, it's a King of Wands knows what they want and they go after it, right? There's no way you can hold a King of Wands back. And I feel like either that is you, you're embracing that energy of knowing what you want and going after it, right? Or you're seeking or have a relationship with somebody like that. You know, I feel like the King of Wands too doesn't let any obstacles stop him. You know, once again, gender doesn't matter. He's flexible. He knows where he's going, but he doesn't really necessarily have to know the whole path. He just knows he's going to be successful. You know, very business savvy. We had the Emperor, you know, very business savvy, just very much like, yeah, I'm getting this done. Okay, so let's see your soulmate card. Appreciate, inner child, stuck. Karmic partner, interesting. Okay, karmic partner, conventional relationship duty, bound by societal conventions. Okay, so, you know, I feel like maybe part of this is that you're changing what it is that you think is a traditional, you know, from maybe believing in traditional society viewpoints of marriage into something that is a little bit more flexible. Okay, so this came up, and I don't know if it was in your reading. This came up in one of my readings lately about actually I think it was a Leo reading, about how sometimes, you know, couples are deciding we live so much longer than we used to 200 years ago. You know, 200 years ago, people only lived till their early 40s. Okay. And today, a lot of people aren't getting married until, you know, their 30s or early 40s. So people have changed their perspective of what a marriage looks like, or a long-term committed relationship. A lot of people are also understanding they don't last forever, you know, because people change now that we're living into our 90s. You know, there's so many people now that are living over 100 years. You know, that's a long time. And it's not that a relationship can't last that long, but it has to also be flexible. It has to have that give and take. It can't be written in stone. It's almost as if it has to be a little bit more flexible. And I was talking about in that reading how, you know, I have met and I have some friends that, you know, have different arrangements of they're married, but they're different forms of that relationship. Some of them don't even live in the same state, you know. But I feel like it's kind of like you're coming into, and especially with this King of Wands, kind of maybe being on the forefront of what a committed relationship looks like and can be happy. It's almost as if you're looking to see what other types of committed relationships that you could have, and what would that look like? And, you know, would both of you be happy? It's a lot more flexible than that traditional energy. We have appreciate an inner child. So appreciate, your twin appreciates you, see the blessings, and inner child playful. Yeah, for some of you, I feel like you're feeling stuck, okay, in what is considered traditional marriages or relationships. You're just seeing things in a different way. And, you know, what came out in that other reading that I had was that sometimes, you know, you have a couple and one of you enjoys doing things. And I was talking about a friend of mine. She really and truly enjoys traveling. Well, her husband, and they've been married for a very long time, he doesn't like traveling. He's a homebody. And so she has her set of girlfriends, and I'm one of them, and we travel, right, and have fun. And he is just happy staying at home, and, you know, he has his toys or whatever, you know, like he has a boat. He loves to go fishing. So, you know, he goes fishing and does his thing. And then, you know, they have things that they enjoy doing together. But it really is, they have a relationship that I would say really works. You know, they really do spend a lot of time doing their own things. Sometimes he goes and, you know, on big fishing expeditions and stuff like that he enjoys. So I feel like, you know, it really is, you know, what is it that your relationship is going to look like, and how is that going to make both of you happy, right? Really interesting. How to celebrate. You know, I'm going to come back to this. How to celebrate a happy family. Yeah. You know, really, I really love this. I think it's interesting. I've had that type of energy coming out in a couple of readings about looking at committed relationships in a kind of a little bit of a different way. All right, wedding, reconciliation, attraction, let go of control issues. Yeah, it's about being a little bit more flexible. For some of you, it could be that somebody you're in a relationship wants a more flexible relationship than you do. So it could be even flipped that way. Okay, so we have wedding and reconciliation. I like this. I feel there's a lot of attraction, and I'll have to say the King of Wands. There's a lot of passion in this relationship. Lots of passion. Okay, so with these two, I feel as if, you know, if you're in a relationship, and, you know, you're trying to figure out, how do we get this to last, you know, through the test of time? What do we have to do? How can we be flexible and still keep this together? You're reconciling those differences, issues that may be in your relationship. The other thing I'm getting, though, is that I feel like you're reconciling yourself within yourself. So even if you're not in a relationship, you're reconciling with yourself about what type of relationship, what a committed relationship looks like to you and will make you happy. And I feel like you're meeting this person that feels the same way, you know. I know there's just, you know, things have changed once again, you know, in the last 200 years, last 100 years, actually the last 50 years, right? I mean, you think even back to the 1950s, you know, so yeah, I think it's just keeping an open mind about all of that. All right, so let's end with your Lover's Oracle card. Secret admirer. What, Scorpio? Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Okay, this could be that Aries. We keep having the Aries energy. So, you know, perhaps that is part of it too, is understanding that people have different ways of expressing their love, right? It could be that maybe a person that you're dealing with, or this new person coming in, you know, has a difficult time expressing their love. You may be a person that expresses it, you know, very easily, or maybe you're learning how to express yours more. But there is kind of this energy. There could be, you know, especially if you're finding some conflict in a relationship, that it could be that it's really just about learning how to express feelings back and forth and being a little bit more flexible about how that looks. All right, well, Scorpio, really lovely energy here. I wish you so much love and light in this situation and in all your situations. I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. And I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light to you. Bye for now.